Employers for Disability NI is a network of employers who support people with disabilities working in Northern Ireland, and I'm delighted to say I'm here in the David Kerr building in Belfast with William Hoopy. William, pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How are you today?
I'm okay, fine.
And
very pleased to be with you.
And oh, thank you very much. So you work here in this building. What is your job role? What do you do here?
My role is I work as a technician, and I have 3 main tasks. I work to support the lab with the student. I help to prepare the experiment, and the student can do their practical for their degree. And also I work in store. It means to help with the logistics of what we buy, for the Department of Chemistry. And also an important job is to work with the safety officer, my line manager, and I help to implement the safety and to help, to check everything which is related to safety.
Okay, now a couple of years ago, just recently in 2011, you were diagnosed with a disability. What is your disability and how does it affect you?
Some people told me some sign, yeah, you look to have Asperger, and I didn't take that seriously at first, and I asked my GP and say, yeah, maybe, why not? And finally I had to go through a process, in Northern Ireland, and at the end I was diagnosed with autism, which is like a name for Asperger, also for Asperger syndrome. And I was a bit, destabilized, but also relieved in some extent, because suddenly I had a bit of an explanation. Or sometimes I had difficulties, and sometimes I have issue in my life. And suddenly, when I was reading about autism and what is autistic syndrome, that's me. Yeah. That's terrible. I was in a medical books. I was reading my life. by chance, I was able to be diagnosed with Asperger, and suddenly it really helped me to understand me.
How do you cope in your job on a daily basis? Do you come across any barriers or any obstacles with Asperger's? What kind of barriers do you face?
I don't have a strong difficulties, but sometimes I can feel a bit odd. Because you have to understand in every workplace there is like a mini social network, and you need to understand what people are doing and how they connect with each other. At the beginning, it was a bit difficult for me. I was a bit shy and had difficulty in this to get to know people in the workplace. But after a few months, I was able to have like my environment, and it's become much more like a routine, that's fine. I think it's important to be open to communication and to say things. And also in Queen's, they provided me a confidence speaker. If I want to say something off the record, that on my mind, and I cannot tell to anybody, I can speak in confidence with that person, and sometimes really it's help. I think it's when you have difficulty in the workplace, is not to ruminate your problem. Is be open, speak with someone about it. It can be your manager, someone else, or that's important.
And what adjustments have been made to support you in this way?
I can sometimes find difficult when there is a meeting and there is a lot of work to do. People speak with me on a lot of different points, and I'm lost. And sometimes I can find very useful is just to have an email or something, a note written on what I have to do, on what's the and what's the important point, because I can forget, suddenly I'm lost. And if I have a written piece I can refer to, it's much more easier.
As a technician of chemistry, what strengths do you bring to your job?
My strength is my knowledge about chemistry and computers and understanding about scientific matters. That is my is really my good strength, because I'm very. One of my strength is all the troubleshooting, technical aspect, how things are working together inside.
But it seems like it's quite a technical job. It's obviously like an important job, and there's probably maybe not lots of pressure, but it's something that you have to be on the ball with. And I suppose it's nice for people with Asperger's to see someone like yourself working in an important technical role. What advice would you give for people in your situation who are looking to get a job in the workplace in Northern Ireland?
I think you need to focus on your strength, you know, and to be able to show your abilities. Even if you don't know exactly what they ask, you can show that you can learn and you can do the stuff by training or learning. I think you need to be able to use your strength and to move on with them. That's important, you know, because in every job it's a bit dynamic and it's able to you need to be able to evolve. That's important. The challenge for autistic people is to be able to try to see with other people, but I think it's a bit difficult, but it's not impossible.
This is one of the biggest universities in the UK, and how does it make you feel knowing that you're working in one of the biggest universities in the UK, and you've got Asperger's, and you're still working here, and you've got pretty much your dream job at the minute, so it must be an amazing feeling.
You know, it's for example, a few years ago, I could not imagine that I would be working in Queens, you know, or even a few years ago, even before. You know, I was living in France, you know, me working in Northern Ireland, speaking a different language, you know. Sometimes when I'm in Belfast and I say I'm working in Queens, people will say, wow. I acknowledge that Queens has a good impact in Northern Ireland.